Nadyadesh Guruji, Yogi Surajnathji, Guru Yogi Buddhanath Maharaj. Shambhadesh to all the Beg Bhagavan and to all the people who are directing the effort for well-being of their body, mind, the society, and this world in general. At the conference, I'd like to share with you my personal ideas, my personal insight into the tradition, my experience as being Western Nath, and welcome in our ashram. The people you see are people of diverse thinking, as it used to be among Naths. We used to be all different. Some were influenced by the Buddhist darshan, some were more of Jaina darshan, some were Hindus, some were Muslim, and it's perfectly alright, because what was connecting us was sadhana, was inquiry into the truth. And so also in our ashram you will see all different kind of people. Agar Pilman, she is Naji, Agar Pilji. But you can see here also people from the Aguri sadhana, very different and very same. You may see also a master of the sword, Buddha, Zen Buddhist influenced people, all kind. And we live here together because we mean it serious. We don't want to play the game. The fact that we're born in the Western society is in a way giving certain privileges, maybe comforts, maybe education, but it also takes a lot. It's too easy. It's like a glue, easy to get stuck in it. So all the people who get off the web of the spider of the modern life are welcome in this ashram. As well, you are welcome here. So, to share, the time is a bit limited. I would love to talk personally with you, because this is how I do. I don't know to talk this way into the computer stuff, but I try my best. So please keep on mind that everything I'm saying, I'm representing myself only. My opinions, the way how I perceive the reality, the angles I'm seeing, it does not represent a Nath Sampradaya. It does not represent other gurus or other people. I talk only about what I see, what I experience, what I want to share with you. I would ask you for compassion, because the way how I share with people is very straightforward, and it might be difficult for some people to grasp. Some people might feel offended by the way how I express my ideas, or the way I behave, the way how I share. So please, let us all start with compassion. Be compassionate to me. It's probably just a matter of time that you will feel harmed by my words. So forgive me just now, then it will be easier when it happens. Again, I'd like to be clear about the history of Nath panth. It's not a one thing, there are more. And I really believe different panths used to have a different understanding. And they were different. Also their sadhanas were different. In these days it looks like the Nath Sampradaya is one and the same thing. Some people even try to rewrite the history. I don't like it. Do they think we are stupid? So please do not try to rewrite the history. The Buddhists, the Hindus, female, anybody welcome in our Sampradaya. Because we are not making these divisions. We don't play the game of Varnas. the game of power, the game of enslavement. Who want to possess the truth? Isn't it a sick person? Why there is all these attempts to own the truth? You cannot own the truth. You can search, you can talk about it, try to share, but please don't try to own it. Don't tell other people what is right and what is wrong. This is not what we shall do. So, let we all have a diverse sadhanas. May we all inquire our own way. And may we respect each other. So please don't try to make only a Hindu, Nath Sampradaya. It's a big mistake. Now, I'd like to share with you some of my own personal experience. Being a Western man, born in an atheist family, being brought and educated in these Western values, and not being happy at all. So searching, who may help me out of my suffering, with my own body, with my own mind. And being many years among sadhus of different traditions, many different traditions, so many opportunities to get initiated, to be part of something, hide myself in some of the color cloth. I didn't feel it at all. It was all somehow too much talk, so little action, so much propaganda and so much hypocrisy, and so little of real thing. But then I came along the Nath. I met my Guruji, and he took so much of this encyclopedical knowledge, all the borrowed stuff I used to carry, or so many scriptures and so many philosophies and so much of the talk, just repeating the borrowed knowledge. Well, you understood, I'm not a scholar, and I'm not gonna give any scholar lecture. I will talk of my heart, just simple words, because even my English is funny. But in this little, what I can share, let us focus on the body, the mind, because this is what you're born with. If you have uncooked mind, uncooked body, it's not gonna work. All these people talking so much, so many scholars, so many philosophers, they're like birds caught in the cage, parroting. They talk of freedom in the cage. They even haven't noticed that they are in the cage. They have not noticed there are doors, and they are screaming loud, freedom, freedom. They try to convince other people that they are free. So please don't be a scholars. Be yogi. That's the only chance. The rest is not working. Life's too short for these games. If you direct your effort in the wrong direction, then you lose your abilities. So use the abilities. Search a qualified experience. If you will base your experience on the borrowed knowledge, it's not gonna work. It's not yours. You will be imitating the ideas of others because you read it in some book or in some scripture, but it's not it. So you need to be all the time open. I don't own any truth. I may have some ideas. I may have some privileges. I could think somehow, in some way, but few years later, it might be very different. So all the time keep on your mind. Your ideas are very limited, as well as mine, and we all grow, and it's all the time changing process. So may we all are very open in this inquiry to the truth, to the body, to the mind, to all this what is happening. Now, in the cooked body, which means in the body which is perfectly strong and perfectly floating, it's about the Nath. The vibration must be floating through the body. Otherwise there is a tension, and all those tensions are the blockages for your sensitivity. And that is the core of understanding. The sensitivity must be brought in the most absolute level. That is the path, not the borrowed knowledge, the sensitivity. If you will be using the borrowed knowledge, you may have also borrowed experience, but then it's not qualified. What I'm trying to say is, if my body is impure, untrained, not floating, the Nath is not going through, then I can say my body is disharmonious. If my mind is disharmonious, then what I use for perception of the reality, the body and mind, the senses. So if I use disharmonious tools for perception, then my experience is disharmonious. It has no value. You understand? It has no value. The experience of uncooked people, the body-mind, has no value. So first, get your body-mind in perfect condition. Then your perception of reality will be less elusive, will be more real. That helps. Well, be a Western yogi is not easy, because it seems like the Sampradaya is not trying to share with us too much. They might organize things in English, but somehow purposely they don't do. Even those people who understand English, they are trying not to get involved. I'm sad about it. I think you have the responsibility, my family, you have the responsibility. I am your child. I want you to give me much more attention. And in English it's so easy in this time, isn't it? It would take so much time for me to learn Hindi or Sanskrit, and I would never be able to talk in the philosophical level. It's much easier to have a translator or talk in English with those who do. I'm very lucky because my Guruji speaks English. I'm very happy for it. What I'd like to say, comparably to the history, somehow also female are being, I feel strange words about it. I don't know how to express it. But if I am among Nath panth, I feel the male yogis are feeling superior to the female yogis. And I don't like it. This is not the way how it used to be. It's not the way. If you are a yogi, you don't see any more male, female. It's not there anymore. So I might have very different opinions than my other brothers in the tradition, which is fair enough. So I'd like to share with you some of the important ideas. I consider them being important. The most answers I got from Sabbatis, the saints, Gorakhpur saints, a folklore, the tradition that has been orally somehow repeated. And why I very much like it, because it's simple. It's quite practical. There are not so much abstract or empty ideas. And then there are many other scriptures, so-called written by Gorakhnathji or whoever else, but I don't believe so. I believe Gorakhnathji did not know to write or read. They didn't know to do it. But there were some of the Hindu Brahmin influenced people, and they hear Gorakhnath talk, maybe Matsyendranath or who knows. Then they write the way how they understood it. It's quite clear for me because I see it's written in different ideas. It seems like it's written by different centuries. So I don't see it worthy. I think that is written through the third man who were not even nuts, or he didn't even understand what they are writing. Some of the texts are quite confused. So that is why I believe the real source is not in Siddhanta Paddhati or any other that the scholars, you might like it, but I like Sawadis. It's quite simple, it's straightforward. And there are a few things we should more stress, focus, better word, in our tradition. And it's our Augar peers. I'm very sad what I see, the way how the Augar peers are brought up. I think we should have much, much bigger responsibility, and they should be trained in much better way than they are. So many people don't even deserve the name of yogi. For them, for all those fat people with a neglected body, with collecting of the gold and whatever they do, I mean, it doesn't matter in what position they are, we are all equal, brothers, sisters. Maybe we elect some of us because we respect them, because the majority of people respect them. It doesn't mean that me. So I will call you yogi happily, but please have such a body, have such a mind, live such a life. And then also all of the Westerners will see it, that it is reality. What is actually happening is that Westerners come to India, they are very motivated. They heard so nice things, maybe from my mouth or from other Western yogis. And then they come to India and they see their absolutely different reality. They see their decomposed tradition. So many losers, so many junkies, so much ignorance. So, firstly, we should focus on this. We should purify the tradition once again, taking care of the body and the mind of our Augar peers. We are the responsible ones for it. So then, because I don't want to just criticize, I am often criticizing because I feel sad, like to change it. So now I give my piece into it. This video is recorded in Europe, in Czech Republic. There is a Nath yoga ashram, and I'm inviting all the Augar peers, or even yogis, but they need to speak English, fluent English, please. Because if they don't understand all the words I'm saying, then why they will be there? They are invited. Please, all the gurus, send them here. If you want, they learn Shatkarma, they learn Asana, they learn Pranayam, they learn Mudra, Bandha. Basically, I help them cook the body. I give them back to you, I don't need them. And then, when they have cooked the body, you can finish the operation of the mind frame and of the spiritual insight and whatever you want to share. But please don't neglect the body of the students. So, may we change the way how we perceive the tradition. Because if the tradition is corrupted, then the society is corrupted. The society is witnessing our behavior, who we are. Are we yogi, really? Or we are the yogi by the name? Is the yoga making rituals in these days only? Really? I don't think so. I want to live the yoga life. I don't want to play the game, the theater of yoga. And for that, it's important to master the body and the mind. So, this is out of my heart. You might not like it, but this is how I feel, and I want to share with you. Now I will talk a bit of different ideas. There are many amazing lands and properties being owned of Nath path, Nath Sampradaya. Beautiful places. And some people think, why we don't make business out of it? And I'm not saying it wrong. May the Vaishya people do what they want. But please don't make all of it business. Why all the temples, all natural places must be corrupted by all this? So, may there are still beautiful places where you can just be in peace, where are no tourists, where is nobody, you come there for meditation. And if you want to attract Westerners, because I have a sense that some of the people would like to attract the Westerners, because they are involved in politics and in money games and power, so they think, okay, Westerners might be a good source. So good, if you really want it, then understand that the Westerners are intelligent people. And if they will come, then they will come only if you will have a very developed yogis governing those places. So, firstly, take care of the level of your attainments. Good. I'm not much of priest. I somehow don't feel too much of happy to share this way. I really like seeing the people I talk to. I really want they have their questions. I really like the sharing. Like this is kind of preaching. I want to take out of my heart. I want to put it like this, that you see. And even if you don't agree with me, or even if you think I'm just a body-aware, somehow gymnast, that is not so. I just know that if you don't maintain the body, then where is your meditation? You will sit with closed eyes and you will sleep. Or you will sit with closed eyes and you will suffer, because everything hurts. Is that a meditation effort? No, it's not. So if your body is not ready, then the rest is not gonna working. So why we should talk of meditation? No, we should talk of the things that are before it. Because most of the people who will hear me are in the wrong condition of the body. You are disharmonious. So that is your focus first. Once the body is maintained, then you need to understand words like unmani, unmani avastha. You need to understand that that is the way, that is the path, that is the Gorakh's teaching. Unmani is the mind that is not thinking. To understand what this means is helping to practice serious kumbhak. If you do pranayama in a right way, this is important, because it might also harm you. So please find a qualified guru for this, as well as purshat karma. That might be very harmful, these things. So please know what you are doing. Don't experiment, be humble. And then you learn it in the right way, you get the best benefits. So when you do kumbhak in the right way, then you experience the unmani avastha. Even if it will go over the Kerala kumbhak, it doesn't matter if yes or not. But the important is that unmani avastha, that super sensitive awareness, that kind of emptiness basically which comes after. There's another thing to understand, the shunyam in it. This is what Gorakhnath is teaching. Unmani into shunyam and samaras. If you understand this, it's perfectly working. So, that shunyam, that emptiness, it is not the emptiness where something missing. This is very Western understanding. If something is empty, then it means there's not enough, something is missing. This is not so. That's all potential emptiness. Out of that emptiness, anything might appear. This is the potential itself. Which is another state. Once the unmani avastha works, then the shunya appears. If you're able to dwell in it, then the samarasa will happen. That samaras, that idea actually, and many people will not agree with me, but I want to share, I want to express it. This is my inner world, my body-mind. Maybe some of space around me I'm feeling. But then there is the external world around me. So when I sit, the real meditation technique, by the time the meditation technique goes out by itself, and the meditation happens spontaneously, because the mind is in such attunement that the meditation happens. And then within that meditation, you have a glimpse of insight. You see the causality within your inner body. You start to understand what is the cause and what is the effect, how it works, how the tendencies, how the reactions. So it's a lot of observation, awareness, sensitivity, concentration, all comes in it. But the important is you realize that all external is within yourself. That's the surprising stuff. That the world around yourself is basically all the time changing, but in a way quite boring by some time of observation. But inside you find a new world. And inside, in my inner world, I realize that external world. This is what I call darshan. I don't call, that is the drishti, in the causality. You cannot call darshan when somebody tap your head. It might be some kind of nice feeling, blessing, well, but you might feel reverence, respect, love to that person. But this is not darshan. Darshan is it can happen only in meditation. Otherwise it's not darshan. The statue cannot give you a darshan. I'm sorry if it's wrong. I'm sorry if you feel not good what I'm saying. I don't want to hide and seek. This is who I am, this is how I think. And all the tirths, all the yatra is within yourself. Everything what I'm saying is based on samadhis. You might find it there. I sit there. Some people will read the same samadhis as I do, and they say it's not there. But if I see the glimpses, if I see what is between the line, this is what I'm reading there. And my experience is also so. So if I would be just seeing it in the samadhis, it's not enough. If I would be only experiencing it, somehow it's also not enough. But once I read in the samadhis what I am experiencing, yes, thank you. That is why I believe in it, because it's not only experience, but it's also based on the samadhis, Gorakhpur's samadhis. Well, and that samarasa might be another level which comes, but this is beyond my grasp yet. I don't need to pretend anything. No, I am who I am. My experience is limited. So I don't want to talk of samarasa. We should talk only what we are, what we know. We should not talk of the things, abstract things. We should talk only the experience, the reality, based on the trained and cooked body and mind, that it is qualified. So I hope I will meet you in this online thing. I hope my speech will not be censored, or how it's called, that you don't cut off things you don't like. And in case that the way how I speak or what I speak is somehow, if you don't want it, then forget of me. Maybe my speech is not for you. That's it. Online I'm happy to share with you a bit more.